Good afternoon, everybody. Today is going to be OET reading class, doubt clearing session. So let's start. Okay, as we all know, there are 6 questions in the reading part, and approximately you should spend around 2 minutes on each question. Multiple choice, 1 extract, followed by 3 options. It's going to be 1 question associated with 1 paragraph, which is easier as compared to part C, which gives multiple paragraphs and there are 4 options. So the idea is to get at least 4 of them correct out of 6 so that you get your score. So let's begin. The guideline extract says that nurse in charge. So the guideline extract says that the nurse in charge. So what is the first one? Must supervise the opening of the controlled drug cupboard. So first is supervising the opening. Supervising. So the word that we keep in our mind is supervising. B. Should make sure that all ward cupboard keys are kept together. So second option is keys kept together. So first is supervising, second is keys being kept together. Third is can delegate responsibility for the cupboard keys to another ward. So the third is about delegating responsibilities. So first is supervising, second is making sure that all the wall cupboards, the keys are together, and third is about delegating responsibilities. So now let's check. The keys for the controlled drug cupboard are the responsibility of the nurse in charge. They may be passed to a registered nurse in order for them to carry out their duties and return to the nurse in charge. So keys. Binu, are you breathing heavily? I guess there's some sound coming. They may be passed to a registered nurse. Okay. If the keys for the controlled drug cupboard are go missing, the locks must be changed and pharmacy informed, and an incident form completed. The controlled drug cupboard key should be kept separately from the main body keys. So here, as you can see, we can strike out the option number 2 because it says controlled drug cupboard keys should be kept separately from the main body. And here, part B, it says kept together. So we can eliminate this option. Part B, we can remove it from here. Now there are 2 contenders, A or C. Now let's see which one it is. A is about supervising and C is about delegating responsibility. Apart from in exceptional circumstances, the key should not leave the ward or department. If necessary, the nurse in charge should arrange for the keys to be held in a neighboring ward or department by the nurse in charge there. So here nurse in charge should arrange the keys to be held in a neighboring ward. So neighboring ward is synonym of another ward. Yeah, another ward, neighboring ward or department by the nurse in charge there. Arrange for the keys to be held in a neighboring ward. So can delegate responsibility for the cupboard keys. This is mentioned about the cupboard keys, right? In a neighboring ward or another ward. So she should arrange means she can delegate responsibility. Does it mention anything about A, which is must supervise? Is it mentioning anything about A, which is supervise the opening? No, it does not mention anything about supervising, about the opening of it. The option number B was striked out in the beginning because it was contradictory to what is mentioned in the paragraph. On the other hand, C came up with the matching synonyms with the passage. First synonym, I'm saying synonym. Okay, synonym. Okay, so first synonym is another ward, that is the neighboring ward, and delegating responsibility is about should arrange the keys to be held in a neighboring ward or department by the nurse in charge there. So there you go, the answer is C. All right. Toby, did you understand this explanation? Toby, are you there? Are you understanding this explanation yet? Hello, am I audible to you? Toby, you're not audible to me.
Yes,
No, you're
sir.
not.
Can you hear me?
Sorry?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you. I think earlier you were not speaking or I couldn't hear you. Yeah, so do you understand this?
Yes.
Okay. So let's go for the next one. Uh, Binu, would you like to solve this one?
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
Mm,
Start.
when seeking consent for a postmortem examination, it is necessary to
Okay, Binu,
first option give a valid.
Try to keep your mouth a little bit away from the microphone because your voice will burst otherwise. Little bit away from the
Okay.
microphone. Yeah. Now,
Okay. When seeking consent for a postmortem examination, it is necessary to first option give a valid reason for conducting.
so
The option
first
is
is
valid
valid
reason.
reason. Valid reason. Okay.
Reason. Mm. Allow all relatives the opportunity to decline it.
So
Allow
allow
all
declining.
relatives
Allow declining. Okay. See, right now we are not
de-
focusing on relative. We're focusing
decline.
on declining. Okay. So first is
Decline.
reason. Second is declining. Okay. Third one.
Hmm. Third one is only raise the subject after the death has occurred.
Okay.
After
They,
the death.
Oh, yeah, okay, after the death, yeah. Okay, so first is valid
Hmm.
reason, second is declining, third is after the death, raising the subject. Okay, so okay, again we read the question once more. As I said, last time, you see, sometime when you're reading the question and answer, we forget the meaning, the question itself. So once you clear that, go to the and read the question once more. When seeking consent for a post-mortem examination, so condition, what is a condition necessary before seeking a consent? Okay, so let's see when what is required. So let's read now.
Okay. Postmortem consent. A senior member of the clinical team, preferably the consultant in charge of the care, should raise the possibility of postmortem examination with the most appropriate person to give consent.
Okay,
Most
okay.
appropriate person.
Till
Here,
now, till
allow
now.
all relatives.
Okay, so it is about senior member should raise possibility the most appropriate person to give consent. Okay, so first is so okay, fine. It is not giving the exact information of the answer, but it has started around the answer because it is talking about consent, right? Right. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Most
Okay. The
appropriate
person
person. So most
consenting is
appropriate person. Yeah. Okay. Continue.
most appropriate person. Okay. The person consenting will need an explanation to the reason for the postmortem examination and what it hopes to achieve.
Okay,
So
so
we have
give
to tell
a
the
valid reason. This one,
explanation.
valid reason why it is being conducted.
Mm.
See,
Okay.
reason,
Valid reason for
explanation of
conducting.
the reason.
Okay.
Reason is in which one? Part A. So
Part
we'll
A.
need an explanation of the reason for the post-mortem. So give a valid reason for conducting it, right? So
Yes.
and what it hopes to achieve. So it is matching part. It is matching the option A, correct?
Yes.
Valid reason
Yes.
and
Yes. Yes.
explanation of the reasons. Okay, so let's read it further.
Yes.
Hmm.
The first approach should be made as soon as it is apparent that a postmortem examination may be desirable, as there is no need to wait until the patient has died.
Okay, so
No
the
need.
first approach should be made as soon as because maybe as there is no need to wait. So this one is wrong. Only raise the subject after death
Oh,
has
we
occurred.
can
It's
eliminate.
because this is contradiction, right? So this option we can
Yes.
remove. Yeah, made as to wait. Okay, the next one.
Many relatives are more prepared for the consenting procedure if they had time to think about it beforehand.
Okay, here talking about the relative, right? So let's see, is it matching? Many relatives are more prepared for the consenting procedure if they had time to think about it beforehand. If they have time to think, then they'll be able to decide about it beforehand. But here it says allow all relatives. First of all is wrong, yeah. All,
All, yeah.
many. See, all is anyway wrong because it says many. Okay,
Many.
many is not all. First of all, yeah.
Yes.
Opportunity to decline it. Allow all of them opportunity to decline it. No, it doesn't. First of all, it is not all. It is many. And secondly, it is saying they are more prepared. It is not talking about declining it, right?
Yes.
So, which is the option? Which is the most suitable one?
A.
A. Why? Because it is right here. Need an explanation for the reason why it's conducting. Okay, very good. Okay, third one. The purpose of these notes.
The purpose of
These notes, yeah. Read it.
the purpose of these notes about an incinerator is to
Okay.
incinerator. The
Okay.
purpose
Purpose of
purpose
the
of
notes. Yeah.
incinerator.
No, purpose of the notes.
Uh,
Purpose of the notes, not the incinerator. Purpose of the
purpose
note
of the notes.
about an
Purpose of
incinerator.
the
Yeah.
notes about incinerator.
Hmm.
First one is help maximize the efficiency.
Okay.
The
So first
second
is
one give
maximizing
first one is
efficiency.
maximize the efficiency. Second one give guidance on certain safety procedures.
So
Yeah,
safety procedure
guidance,
guidance. Safety procedure guidance. Yeah.
guidance,
Hmm.
guidance. Recommend a procedure for waste separation. Waste separation procedure.
Waste separation procedure. So first is maximize efficiency. Second is guidance on
Okay.
safety procedure guidance, and third is uh, procedure for
Waste
waste
separation procedure.
separation procedure. Okay,
Mm.
okay. So
Okay.
let's start.
Low, okay, low cost incinerator, general operating notes. General operating notes. Hospital waste management. Materials with the high fuel values such as plastic, paper, card, and dry textile will help
Maintain
maintain maintain
hmm,
maintain high incineration temperature. High incineration temperature.
temperature.
Mm.
Okay, so they will help
Okay, if
maintain high
possible,
temperature.
maximize its efficiency.
Maximize, see, maintain high
Maximize.
incineration temperature. Okay, but maintaining high temperature and maximizing efficiency is not the same, is it? Yeah, it is similar, but let's read
Mhm.
further. Okay, help material will help
Okay.
maintain high incineration temperature. Okay, read further.
Okay. If possible, if possible, a good mix of waste material should be added with each batch.
Okay,
So until
okay,
now, they did not mention anything
nothing
about that.
about it. Yeah.
If possible, no. This can best be achieved by having the various type of waste material loaded into separate bags at source. Uh,
I
for
think it
example,
was. Mhm.
uh, wards and laboratories and clearly labeled.
Mhm.
Recommend a procedure for waste
It is not
separation.
recommended. It is not
Not,
recommended
not recommendation.
that the
Okay.
operators of.
It is
Mm.
it is not recommended that the operator sorts and mixes waste prior to incineration as this is potentially hazardous.
So can we remove this one?
Okay.
Recommend a procedure. Can we
Recommend a
remove this
procedure
one?
is
Yeah,
for waste separation.
because it
Yes.
says not recommended that operators
Not
because it's
recommended.
separation because it is not recommended as this is potentially hazardous means it is dangerous. Yeah. So we can
Yeah.
remove C. Now we
Yeah.
have A
So this
and B. Okay.
see.
Mm.
Okay. If possible, some plastic material should be added with each batch of waste as this burns at high temperatures. Or if
Okay.
possible, some plastic materials.
Okay, it should be added. So it's about when you say should be added, it means they're trying to achieve something, correct? Why,
Yes.
when they're saying that this should be added, there's a purpose for that, correct? They're not adding just like that.
Yes,
Why?
yes,
Because they want to burn at higher temperature, isn't
yes,
it? They want to
yes, sir.
burn at a higher temperature, correct? Okay, next.
Yes.
However,
However, care
hmm.
and judgment will be needed as too much plastic will create dense dark smoke.
Okay, so care and judgment will be needed as too much plastic will create. So this is about care and judgment will be needed as too much plastic will create. So give guidance on certain safety procedure, but the question is overall purpose of these notes.
Notes
See
about,
the overall purpose of
yeah,
the notes. You see, this is guidance
yes,
on certain safety procedure. Yeah, in the end, there is only one sentence, right?
yeah,
However,
only one
care and judgment will
last
be
sentence
needed
only.
only last sentence. But the question is not only about last sentence; it is about the notes. This overall everything. What is it talk about? Means the bigger picture. The bigger picture is
Yes,
about maximizing efficiency. Why? Because here it says, if possible, a good mix of this should be added. See, should be added,
added, yeah,
right? Should be added,
yes,
right? Higher temperature, each bad. So, what is the purpose of talking all about this? So that the efficiency is maximized. Yeah,
yes. So the
got
answer
it
A
right.
is the answer.
Got it
Yes.
right. Okay, good. Okay, Toby, would you like to attempt the next one?
Okay.
Okay, let's go for this. Hold on, let me just reduce it. Okay, yeah. What is the manual? Yeah, read this one.
What does this manual tell us about spacer devices?
So
Can you hear me?
manual about spacer devices. Okay, continue.
What does this manual tell us about spacer devices? A. Patients should try out a number of devices with their inhaler.
Okay, so
B.
number of devices. Okay, so
Number of
Toby,
devices.
whenever you read an option, you have to keep two three keywords in your mind, and you need to carry them in your short term memory till the time you reach the text, right? That's something that you need to keep in your mind. So you're gonna keep a few words in your mind. For example, here in the first one, tried number of devices. So you can say number of devices. Okay, that's going to be your keyword. I mean, you're going to be looking for that in your text. Okay, number of devices. Trying number of devices. Okay, next.
They enabled a patient to receive more of the prescribed medicine,
So
like
receiving more
receive more.
medicine, receiving more medicine. Okay, so receiving more medicine. Okay, next.
Children should be given spacers which are smaller than those for adults. Like children should be
Smaller,
given a
yeah,
smaller spacer.
smaller spacers, yeah. Okay, so we have these three
Yes.
options in our mind. First is about number of devices, second is about more medicine, third is
More
about
medicine.
smaller spacers. All right, with this in our mind, remember it is all about the short term memory. We need to carry this for 1.5 to 2 minutes, and then we need to empty our memory. Okay, this has to be a gradual process. 6 questions. So keep that in your mind. Keep that in your mind, and remember, what is the question again? What does the manual tell us about spacer devices? So spacer devices information according to the manual. What does it have? Okay, so let's read it.
Manual extract. Spacer devices for asthma patients. Special devices remove the need for coordination between attraction of a
Actuation.
pressurized
Not it's actuation.
between actuation of a pressurized metered dose inhaler and inhalation. In addition, the device allows more time for evaporation of the propellant so that a larger proportion of the particles can be inhaled and deposited in the
Okay, very
lungs.
good. Is something matching in the option? One of the option, the second sentence, is it
A,
matching?
B, B,
Very
B,
Larger
good,
B,
very good.
proportion.
B.
Yeah. So more of the prescribed medication, larger proportion in the particles. Yeah. So that is the option which is matching. Let's read further.
Spacer devices are particularly useful for patients with poor inhalation technique, for children, for patients requiring higher doses, for
Hmm.
nocturnal asthma, And for patients prone to candidiasis with inhaled corticosteroids,
Corticosteroids. Okay, so now the word children has come in. So children was mentioned where? The third one. But what is it mentioning about children? Children should be given spacers which are smaller than adults. Is it talking about spacers? No. It just mentioned children just to confuse us. So we need to be very sure when they try to confuse us. We are aware that what they're trying to do. Here they mention children, but it did not mention anything about smaller spacers. Yeah, so anyway, so we can ignore that. Let's read further.
the size of the spacer is important. The larger spacers with a one-way valve being most
Okay,
effective
okay, so this is actually a contradiction of C, because C says they should be given smaller spacers,
than
right? And
than
this is
those
talking
for
about
adults.
For the
larger
children.
spacers are more effective. Okay, so this is C will go anyway from here. Okay, next.
Important to prescribe a spacer device that is compatible with the metered dose inhaler.
Okay.
Spacer devices should not be regarded as interchangeable. Patients should be advised not to switch between spacer devices.
Okay, so here anyway, it is a contradiction of which one? The last one, last sentence is a contradiction of which option?
A.
A, very good.
A.
Why? Because patient should be advised not to switch. And here it says should try out a number of devices. So this is a contradiction. A is a contradiction. So is C. And option number B, yes, that is the answer, because it says larger proportion of the particles can be inhaled. All right.
Can be
So
inhaled and
yes. Okay, I will do the next one. The email is reminding staff that the email is reminding, okay, this is about email. What is it email reminding about? Benefits to patients of using bed rails can outweigh the danger. So the benefits can benefits are higher than the dangers. So first is benefits are higher than the dangers. Okay. So I can just say benefits more than dangers. Second, number of bed rail related accidents has reached unacceptable levels. So high bed rail accidents. Yeah, high bed rail accidents. Third, uh, patient's condition should be central to any condition about the use of bed rails. So here, be central to any decision.
any decision.
Patient's condition. Yeah, patient's condition. So first is benefits outweigh the negatives. Sorry, benefits are more than the dangers. Second is about high number of accidents, uh, bedroll accidents, and third is about patient condition. With these, we're going to be reading it. To all staff, use of bed rails, please note the following. Patients in hospital may be at risk of falling from bed for many reasons, including poor mobility. So okay, so yeah, so it is a risk definitely. Dementia or delirium and the effects of treatment. Bed rails can be used as a safety device. Can be used as safety devices intended to reduce risk. Okay, they can be used to reduce risk. However, bed rails aren't appropriate for all patients and their use involve risks. So here, see risks. Okay, but it doesn't say that the benefits are higher. It doesn't say the benefits are higher. It just says they can be used as safety devices. That is all it's saying. Okay. National data suggests about 1,250 injure themselves on bed rails annually. So yeah, so the danger is there. They are injuring themselves annually, but it is not saying that it is increasing. Yeah, it has reached an acceptable level. Usually scrapes and bruises to their lower legs. Statistics show 44,000 reports of patient falls from bed annually, resulting in 11 deaths, while deaths due to bed rail entrapment occur less than one every 2 years and are avoidable if the relevant advice is followed. So let's read this again. Statistics show from bed annually. So here see, 44,000 reports annually resulting in 11 deaths. Okay, but while death due to bedroll entrapment less than 1 every 2 years. So overall, if you see, there are 11 deaths on an average, right, due to falling from the bed.
Yes.
Okay, see, you have to understand there are two things. One is a person
Yes.
unfortunately falls from the bed. Another one is related to the bed rail. Okay, that's the difference.
Hmm.
And the question is about the bed rail here, right? It's all talking about bed
Hmm.
rail. So it says while
Bed drive.
occur less than 1 every 2 years, means zero point 0.5
Yes,
in
then
1 year, every 2 year only 1, as compared to 11, which means from the bed it is 10 times higher, correct? From the
yes.
bed it is 10 times higher if you compare from the bed rail it is very less number. Yeah, so staff and are avoidable if the relevant advice is followed. Okay, so it means it's very less, and it can even be avoided if the advice is followed. Okay, staff should continue to take great care to avoid bedroll entrapment, but be aware that in hospital settings there may be a greater risk of harm to patients who fall out of bed. So it's saying that okay, they should continue to take care of this to avoid bed rail entrapment, means they get trapped in the bed rail, but they should be aware that there is greater risk of falling out from the bed. That is a greater risk as compared to bed rail. Yeah. So,
Yes.
what is it talking about? It's saying, is it saying that is it saying this one betrayal has reached unacceptable levels? No, right?
No.
It is not
Yes.
saying, because it is even like say 5% as compared to the from the bed. That is more. Betrayal is even only 5%. Correct. So we can remove this one.
Yes.
Okay. Patient's
Yes.
condition should be central to any decision using about the use of bed rails. Does it mention anything about patient condition anywhere? That it
No.
should be, it is not mentioned. Yeah, it is mentioned that okay, there may be a risk of falling for
But
many reasons, including these, but it's not saying that it should be central to any decision. The condition is not related to the decision of using a bed rail. There's a difference. Okay. Uh, so here we are left out this option, and how will we make sure that this is option? This is option how? Because let's see, uh, can be used as safety devices. Okay, first of all, this is the one reason they can be used as safety devices. Yeah. So it says
yes.
benefits, means benefits are higher. Okay, they can be used as safety devices. However, they're not appropriate for all patients. So now overall, when we go throughout the paragraph, we come to know that the dangers are much less as compared to the falling from the bed, and even those dangers are avoidable, right? So therefore the
Yes.
answer is A, because B is a contradiction.
Yes.
Second one is C is also not there, therefore the answer is A. Clear?
Yes.
Toby, are you clear with this?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, next, Binu, 6 you do.
Me do 6.
Okay.
Okay, Binu, you do 6.
Okay. Sir, I cannot see the question now. Yeah, yes.
You will
Okay.
see now. Okay.
So what does this extract from a handbook tell us about anepileptic drugs?
Mm-hmm. So extract.
Aneleptic drugs.
What does this extract tell us about an epileptic drug? Okay.
Drugs. Okay. The first option, they may useful for patients who are not fully responsive. The first option is not fully responsive.
Okay.
May be useful.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay. Next.
Injection of this drug will limit the need for physiotherapy. Limit the need for physiotherapy.
Okay. Limited need. Yeah. Physiotherapy. Okay.
Physiotherapy. Care should be taken if they are used over an extended period. Uh,
Care
okay.
to be taken. Okay. Care to be taken. See,
Care.
first
Care
just
to be
remember K to
taken.
be taken, and later on then you can see which is more. Okay, so first is about not fully
Okay.
responsible, not fully
Fully
responsive.
responsive.
Second is injection,
Okay.
limited
Need
need
for
of physiotherapy, and
need for physiotherapy.
care should be
The
taken.
third one is
Care should
taken.
be taken. Okay,
Okay.
let's
Okay.
read.
Uh, okay. Analeptic drug, respiratory stimulants, in bracket analeptic drugs, have a limited place in the treatment of ventilatory failure in patients with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease.
Okay,
To
so they
answer,
have a
no
limited
answer.
space. So it's a limited. Then there's nothing mentioning about the answer because we are looking about analeptic drugs. Okay.
Analeptic drug. Okay, they are effective only when they given by intravenous injection or infusion and have a short duration of action.
Okay.
So sir, can I see the second option? Second B.
Yeah.
Injection of this drug will limit the need for physiotherapy. So nothing about
Nothing
physiotherapy
related.
given.
Nothing related with that. Okay. Next.
Yeah. Okay. However, occasionally when ventilatory support is contraindicated and in patient with a hypercapnic respiratory failure who are becoming drowsy or comatose, respiratory stimulants in the short term may arouse patients sufficiently to cooperate and clear their secretions.
Okay. However,
Okay.
see,
Okay.
their use has largely been replaced by ventilatory support. So
Let us support.
this has been, however, means okay. Even then, occasionally, when it is contraindicated in patients with the
Contraindicated.
hypertrophy failure who are becoming drowsy or
Hy-
coma, respiratory stimulants in the short term may arouse patients sufficiently. Okay, see, may arouse patients. See, usually they are being used by replaced by ventilatory support. Okay, but
ventilatory
in
support.
some cases when this cannot be used. Okay, when it is cannot be used, then what
Hmm.
happens? Respiratory stimulants in the short term may arouse patients
Show
sufficiently to cooperate and
errors
clear their
patient
secretion.
sufficiently
So
and clear their secretion.
may be useful for patients who are not fully
Yes.
responsive.
Who are
See,
not fully responsive,
yeah, see, this
drowsy
is
or
matching.
comatose. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
may arouse patients
Okay.
means may be useful who are not fully
Useful.
responsive. May arouse who is not responsive. Yeah, okay, and clear their secretions. Okay, so
Yes.
I think A is
Then
the answer.
one more thing, sir.
Yes,
Yeah. Then when one more thing they are mentioned here, becoming drowsy or comatose. Here, not fully responsive. That means
yes,
either drowsy or comatose.
yes, absolutely. So not fully responsive is also related with drowsy or this one. Yeah,
Drowsy or comatose.
arouse. Okay, so that is there.
Oh.
Okay, now let's read further.
Respiratory stimulants can also be harmful in respiratory failure since they stimulate non-respiratory as well as respiratory muscles.
So they can be
So, okay,
harmful. They
no,
can be harmful. Okay, it's not mentioning
harmful,
anything about it. Yeah.
not mentioned.
Hmm.
Yeah. They should only be given under expert supervision in hospital and must be combined with active physiotherapy.
Okay.
Must be combined with the active physiotherapy. But here they are mentioning here in the part B option, sir. Injection of this drug will limit the need for physiotherapy, but they did not mention anything. Limit the
Yes.
need.
It did not say anything about limiting the need. Yeah. Okay. Next.
It must be combined with active physiotherapy, not
Yes.
limited.
Not limited because it says
Yeah.
the injection of these will limit the need for physiotherapy, but it is not saying that. It say
Hmm.
must be combined with active
Combined.
physiotherapy. Okay. So this is a contradiction. We
Okay.
can remove B. Okay. Now
Yeah.
let's go for the next one.
We can remove it. At present, there is no oral respiratory stimulant available for long-term use in chronic respiratory failure.
At
So
present,
they did
there
not
is no
mention anything
oral
about.
respiratory stimulator. So care should be taken no extended period. Okay. Here, see long term period. See long term and
Yeah,
extended
long
is,
term.
but let's see what is it matching or not. It says at present there is no oral respiratory stimulant available for long term use. Means there is no respiratory stimulant available for long term use in chronic respiratory failure. So care should
Respiratory
be taken
failure.
if they use over. It is not talking about care. It is saying it is not available. So it cannot be the answer,
Yeah.
right? Because this is talking about care should be taken. This is about there is no oral respiratory stimulant available itself. So care question doesn't come because it is not available anyway, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so good. So our answer is going to
Yes.
be A. A is the answer.
A.
Okay. Okay, Toby. So you understood this last one? Are you there, Miss Toby? Did you understand this? Yeah, you got the last explanation also, right? Okay, so that's about it. This was part B for you. Hope it was a good explanation. Now we'll start with the part C.